All right, good morning everyone. Thank you for being here today. I'm Attorney General Dave Sunday, and I want to thank you again. We're here for a very important announcement to make regarding the closure of a high-level cocaine and crack cocaine network that operated primarily here in Philadelphia. Before I get into the details of the investigation, I want to emphasize the importance of working together on behalf of the communities that we serve. Collaboration is not optional. It's happening every single day here in Pennsylvania to protect our children from illegal drugs. Dealers cross lines, and so must we. Criminals cooperate, and so must we. By uniting as one, we form a shield that keeps drugs off our streets and out of the hands of our children. Collaboration makes communities safer, and everyone you see here today played a very important role in bringing down this high-level drug trafficking organization. And before we get into the facts, I want to take a moment to let you know who all is up here with us today. Now, there are some people who couldn't be here today, and one of them is the Philadelphia Mayor, Sherelle Parker. I want to take a minute to thank her for all of the work that she's done to collaborate with me. I know that's a very important part of what she's looking to do in Philadelphia, and from day one for me as Attorney General, we've worked on that together. In addition to myself, we have Bucks County District Attorney Jennifer Shorn. From the Philadelphia Police Department, we have Deputy Commissioner James Kelly. We have Philadelphia Sheriff Rochelle Bilal. We have the members from the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration. We have the FBI here today. We have Homeland Security Investigations here today. We have members of the Bensalem Police Department and the Bristol Township Police Department. Although they couldn't make it today, I want to recognize Montgomery County District Attorney Kevin Steele. They were unbelievably important and were essential contributors to the outcome. Finally, although I can't name them all for different reasons, I want to thank the different members of the Attorney General's office who aren't standing up here with us today that worked unbelievably hard under difficult circumstances to do this and do the work that brought all of these drugs off the streets and potentially out of the hands of young children. The amount of work that they put in is critical to safety, and I wish I could acknowledge them, but for investigative purposes, I can't always do that. But I want to make sure they know that they're appreciated, and we all thank them very, very much. So we're here today to announce charges against more than 20 individuals who are active members of the 5th and Cornwall drug trafficking organization. This criminal enterprise was responsible for supplying the Philadelphia region with cocaine and crack cocaine, as well as marijuana. This organization was active for a very lengthy period of time, during which we built our case through varying investigative tactics, which I cannot go into full detail today. This investigation took time because we wanted to build strong cases and cast a wide net, from the street-level dealers all the way to the top of the chain. And that is exactly what we're announcing today. This criminal enterprise is shut down. These charges will eliminate a network of dealers who peddled poisons without care for any human life. Their only concern were financial profits, and they were profitable. They were responsible for trafficking significant amounts of cocaine and crack cocaine. This organization's namesake regards their primary turf, the area of 5th and Cornwall Streets in North Philadelphia. But the enterprise extended far beyond North Philadelphia, and I'll get into that. Along with filing charges and making numerous arrests, we executed numerous search warrants as well. Most of them occurred yesterday on cell phones, vehicles, and residences connected with this criminal enterprise. We seized over 12 kilograms of cocaine and 50 pounds of marijuana, as well as 19 firearms, many of which were possessed illegally due to a prior felony conviction. All of them, we allege, were tied to the criminal activities of this organization. We also seized approximately $275,000 in cash in alleged proceeds from criminal activity. We have that evidence here for you today. And let me just say that the personnel involved in the search warrants and the arrest operation yesterday were tenacious. When targets were not at their primary location, our teams worked all the secondary locations. We had several wanted individuals that fled, prompting pursuits. I want to say very quickly that people need to recognize in the community that these arrests are unbelievably dangerous. As you can see, what was possessed by the individuals that were arrested. And I want to take a minute to applaud all of law enforcement. Every single day they put their lives on the line to do this unbelievably important work. And any second, something bad could happen. But they do it every day because they know it's right. It's because who they are, and they will continue to do it. And I, for one, am grateful for them, and everyone else should be as well. I want to reference, before we go into the facts of the case, everyone that we're talking about today, they are presumed innocent unless and until proven guilty. We have here a flow chart that you can utilize that shows how the crew operated. It was very much like a factory assembly line. The foreman was Jimmy Torres. Torres lived in Puerto Rico, but he spent time in Philadelphia. He was the top of the chain. When Jimmy Torres was in Puerto Rico, his son Matthew Torres oversaw the trafficking enterprise. Matthew Torres was taken into custody yesterday. Efforts are ongoing at this time to arrest his father. The enterprise operated this way. There were multiple locations in Philadelphia where multiple individuals packaged the cocaine. We have charges against 21 individuals. 16 of them were arrested yesterday. I won't read through all of those names, but we do have them in the press release, which will be available to you. The packaged cocaine was then picked up by Johnny Bartolome, who brought the packages back to his home in Levittown, Bucks County. And that is why these cases will be prosecuted in Bucks County. Bartolome then transported the cocaine to stash locations throughout Philadelphia. The packages were then moved primarily by two individuals to the 5th and Cornwall Street areas. That's where most of the street sales were conducted. And let me be clear, this was an all hours operation. Every single day, every night, this organization was open for business, selling this poison to citizens in Philadelphia. Again, the chart illustrates the flow and who played what role in this organization. Everyone had their role, everyone had a rank. There were packagers, transporters, street dealers, and someone that oversaw the street dealing and collected all of the money. That individual made sure that the money was right, and they also looked out for law enforcement to do everything they could to evade arrest. This was an organized criminal enterprise. And today, that criminal organize has been crippled. And we cannot overstate the significance of these arrests and seizures. These drugs were headed to neighborhoods, and each and every one of those firearms were potential threats to the community, including law-abiding citizens enjoying the freedoms that we all enjoy, raising their families, going to work, getting their kids off to school, enjoying the company of friends and their family. And as we've seen time and time again, drug traffickers are willing to protect their lucrative drug trade with violence. We've seen this far too often, all throughout Pennsylvania and here in Philadelphia. We've seen far too often innocent Pennsylvanians getting caught in the crossfire of turf wars and horrific and preventable street violence. And we cannot and will not accept this lawlessness here or anywhere else in Pennsylvania. I stand here today proudly with our partners in law enforcement. This is a group of professionals that make sacrifices every single day to police their neighborhoods and to protect their residents from dangerous criminals. I want partners up here to have an opportunity to speak, so I will close again by thanking their commitment for public safety, their dedication to their jobs, their dedication to their communities, and for the work they do to keep our children safe. Because if our children and our communities aren't safe, literally nothing else matters. And so with that, I turn the mic to District Attorney Jen Shorn.
Thank you, General.
Have at it.
Thank you. As you heard from General Sunday, criminal enterprises like this are sophisticated and operate with a high degree of complexity. And cases do not get solved like this without this outstanding team standing behind me and all of the members of law enforcement who assisted in this endeavor. But without the leadership of General Sunday and the Pennsylvania Office of Attorney General. So we want to extend our sincere gratitude to General Sunday and his team, and the team behind me, and everyone who played a part in this investigation. These arrests and this prosecution that will follow don't only take dangerous drugs and firearms off the street, but they restore our communities. These drugs take human lives. These drugs destroy families, and they destroy communities, and we vow to restore those communities. And we also vow to always make sure that we are going to be unrelenting in identifying traffickers who are a plague to our communities. So I thank all of you. It truly is a pleasure standing up here with all of you. And next, I'd like to introduce Deputy Commissioner James Kelly.
Thank you. I just want to say today, you see investigations like this, it's a fantastic job that I think is going to have a great effect on the community, improving the community, and you look at those amount of firearms taken off the street, and at the end of the day, saving lives and reducing violence is always the highest priority. I want to thank General Sunday for his support. This wouldn't have been possible without the support that comes from the top down, and he's the top in our state, and the partnership we have today. This is a case study in how these jobs are supposed to work. You hear Mayor Parker talk about our mandate and attacking this drug and violence problem, but she'll talk about collaboration all the time. This is the epitome of collaboration. This is a case study on what collaboration looks like. It involves our fellow partners in the city, the Sheriff's Office, our partners in the state, B&I, the Attorney General's Office, our partners in the county, Bucks County, Bensalem Township, Bristol Township, our federal partners, FBI, DEA. This is a perfect coming together, working together, and this is how you produce great jobs like this. I also want to thank, because they don't get the publicity or the credit, the officers and the investigators that are involved in this job. They're not going to be on camera. I can't point them out. Many of them I've worked with over the years and always been amazed at the work that they do. But they were on the ground and they built this case from the bottom up, and they did a fantastic job, taking a lot of risks in bringing this case in. So I just want to highlight the great work that was done and the partnership that was formed on this job and many others in the future. And now I'll turn it over to Philadelphia Sheriff Rochelle Bilal.
Good morning. I'm Rochelle Bilal, Sheriff for the City and County of Philadelphia, and I want to emphasize that no one can do this work alone. Collaboration is very, very important. We are proud to stand alongside Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday, who basically pulled everybody together to make sure this happened. Thank you for the good work and bringing everybody together. I want to also thank our deputies in our warrant unit that you see standing here today, leadership of our inspector, Nicole Nobles, who's over all our special units. Give a shout out to her and all our men and women that work in the Sheriff's Office, the Philadelphia Police Department, and many other law enforcement agencies that constantly come together. There was a time they said we don't work together. Well, we do now, and you don't want this smoke because we all coming at one time. The takedown of the 5th and Cornwall drug trafficking organization is proof that when we work together, we get results. This operation demonstrates what strong leadership, communication, and determination can achieve. Our residents deserve safe neighborhoods, free from grip of drug trafficking and violence. Today, we show that together, anything is possible when the goal is protecting and serving all our communities. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Sheriff. I appreciate that. I appreciate your words tremendously. Again, before we take a few questions, and I want to remind everyone that this is an ongoing investigation, so we have to be very thoughtful about what we can and can't answer. But again, I want to thank everyone that's here today for all of your hard work and dedication. Literally no one can do anything like this by themselves. It takes a team, and we are a team, and so that's why we're here today. So thank you for covering this, and we will take what questions we can answer. And I want to give you a heads up. standing over here to my left is Deputy Attorney General Kate Paroli, and she's one of the lead attorneys in this case. I'm grateful for her hard work, and I wanted to make sure that I highlighted who she was and thank her publicly for all the good, everything you do every day. So, yes.
So just a couple things. One, can you kind of say the podium, but can you tell us how much of everything there is as far as number of guns, how much money, drugs, and even, I know there's some ATVs.
Sure.
What role they played in all of this?
So I'll start with the amounts, and so to begin with, we seized over 12 kilograms of cocaine. You know, often people refer to those as kilos. 12 kilos of cocaine, which is a tremendously significant amount of cocaine. 50 pounds of marijuana, as well as 19 firearms were recovered during the course of this investigation up to this point. You referenced vehicles in here, and what I can say with regard to the vehicles, those are vehicles that were, let me pause a moment on that. Do you want to cover the vehicles?
The vehicles we use for drug trafficking,
That's what I thought.
ATVs and all that, were
Yeah.
actually part of a Philadelphia initiative. I'm not certain of the
Okay.
specifics
Yeah.
of that, but
Okay.
that's Philadelphia.
What I can say with regard to the vehicles at this time is all of the vehicles that you see here were utilized for drug trafficking. And so that's why they would be here today.
And can you just walk us through what kind of firearms were on the tables, rifles?
Right. So without going like gun by gun, I mean, there's handguns, there's rifles over there. I believe we might have one or two ghost guns. And so that's what you see sitting on the table. Is there anything anyone wants to add to that? Like what's
So
actually
there's
over there?
3 long guns, I
Go
believe, 2 shotguns, 2 ghost guns, and
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's 3 long guns, 2 shotguns, I believe. The rest are, and 2 ghost guns, and the rest are primarily semi-autos. Mostly, most of them are 9mm or 40 cal.
And do we know if any of them were involved in any shootings, and how do you test fire effectiveness?
That'll come later on. That's all part of the investigation.
Right. $275,000 in cash.
So how long do you think this group has been operating? You said a long time, but what does that mean?
I would just say years.
What I can say, due to the nature of this ongoing investigation, is that this group has undoubtedly been operating for many years.
How long was your investment?
Since July of this year.
Of last year.
Oh, last year, I apologize. July of 2024.
That's when you guys were in the investigation?
Yes.
Good question for you. Does Johnny work normally pick up the packages? Where did he pick the packages up from?
We had numerous locations in the city where we believed the drugs were being packaged. He picked them up from those locations and took them down to Levittown.
Locations in Bucks County, Philadelphia?
Those were, we believe, in Philadelphia, those locations, yes.
And were any of the warrants served for people arrested from the Levittown, Fair Salem area?
Mr. Bartolome was arrested in Bucks County, yes, in Levittown. There was a search warrant served there yesterday.
Yes.
That picture has everyone that's involved in this organization. Well, 4 of those people right there.
That's a picture that was taken, I don't know the exact date, but a few years ago. It's a number of the individuals involved in the organization. That was actually a trip or a vacation that they took, but that shows that they were all social with each other as well.
But everyone in that picture is involved in this organization.
I will say the majority of them are, yes.
You guys started this investigation last year. What was it this year? What made what caused this?
There were a number of other investigations that have gone on in this organization that didn't fully dismantle it the way that we hoped to with our investigation. A number of those investigations were Philadelphia Police Department investigations that were what we call street level jobs, where they would go in and arrest the street dealers and just try to clean up the streets. Some of our agents were involved in that, and they took that as an opportunity to go deeper into the organization the way that our office is able to do that.
Also, can you just kind of explain how the counties connect all the counties?
So Montgomery County assisted in investigation. We were able to use some of their facilities to facilitate our investigation over the past month. Bucks County, a number of their law enforcement assisted yesterday, particularly in their search warrants, but the Bucks County connection was that almost all of the drugs that were being sold by this DTO were going through Bucks County through that Levittown address and were being stashed there at one point during its cycle of going from packaging to sale.
And they were just like coming down 95, selling them.
That would be our understanding, yes.
Where in Levittown?
The address that was where the search warrant was executed, okay, was 137 Idlewild Road. Idlewild, IDLEWILD.
And then also, you guys said you guys arrested 16 people yesterday, 21 individuals.
There are a few people that are outstanding. We are actively trying to locate them. We couldn't find them yesterday, would be yes.
They're in Puerto Rico.
Yes, that would include Jimmy Torres, yes. We don't know where he is at this point. He is in both locations at times.
Out of the 16 arrested yesterday, it was only one bus, and then all came
The rest would have been from Philadelphia, yes.
The inventory stuff, what's still waiting? Are they going to be sold, or what are they going to happen?
That's going to be subject to the ongoing investigation.
All right, I want to thank everyone for covering this today. I can't tell you how grateful I am. It's important for drug dealers to see and understand what's coming at them, and it's important for us to recognize how important these operations are. So thank you for being here. Have a great day. Thank you.